The confirmed number of new coronavirus cases reported in Los Angeles County in the last 24 hours is 2,426, with 5 additional deaths. Here in Torrance, 45 additional cases were reported and no new deaths. Welcome to COVID-19 Today. I'm Rhiannon Trutanich. It's Tuesday, August 17th. LA County is seeing a spike in COVID-19 cases among pregnant women. The county's public health department reports a 300% increase in less than a month. Officials say the numbers jumped from 27 cases at the end of June to 81 cases near the end of July. As of August 10th, 11,264 pregnant women tested positive for COVID-19, and the majority, 77% of them, were Latinas. Although rare, public health officials say these women can transmit the coronavirus to their newborns. 55 out of nearly 11,000 newborns tested positive for COVID-19, and 12 pregnant women who had the virus tragically passed away. Public health officials say mounting data shows that COVID-19 infection increases the risk of severe illness and pregnancy complications, and studies affirm that the vaccines are safe in all stages of pregnancy. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention strengthened its recommendation for all women who are pregnant, breastfeeding, trying to get pregnant now, or may become pregnant in the future to get the COVID-19 vaccine. COVID-19 outbreaks in California workplaces more than doubled between June and July. Recently released state data shows that the numbers rose from 217 to 459 during that time frame. A panel is now looking into possibly revising California's COVID-19 workplace safety standard due to the Delta variant. Currently, California's workplace rules don't require physical distancing, and fully vaccinated employees can work without wearing a mask. Major changes are not expected to take place until at least December. LA County officials need the business community's support when it comes to communicating with customers and employees about being safer at work. They unveiled a series of graphics that can be printed and displayed or shared digitally on social media. The county's campaign, called Safer at Work Los Angeles, launched in December to remind Angelenos that together we can restore our local thriving economy. Resources are available in multiple languages, and county officials hope every business owner, customer, and employee will actively participate and work together to build a safer community. Business owners interested in downloading the newest graphics with various notices and precautions can go to saferatwork.la/general. A record number of children are in hospitals due to COVID-19. This news comes as many of our nation's children head back to school, concerning parents and educators. The U.S. Department of Health and Human Services reported more than 1,900 pediatric hospitalizations on August 14th. The American Academy of Pediatrics shared that coronavirus cases in children steadily increased since the beginning of July. More than 121,000 coronavirus cases were added this past week alone. Since the onset of the pandemic, kids made up 14.4% of total cases, and as of last week, figures rose to 18% of. Children's hospitals across the country confirmed increasing hospitalizations. Last Friday, Dallas County Judge Clay Jenkins said there were no ICU beds left for children in their community. The highly contagious Delta variant is believed to cause the majority of the new cases since early July. Meanwhile, vaccine safety studies are still underway for children under 12. Moderna expects to have enough data to apply for FDA authorization to vaccinate the younger children later this year or in early 2022. Pfizer has said it expects to apply for the same authorization in September for kids ages 5 through 11. The Biden administration is expected to recommend booster shots for all vaccinated Americans as early as this week. Undisclosed sources familiar with discussions among federal health experts say everyone, regardless of age, that got fully vaccinated should be advised to get an additional shot 8 months after their last inoculation. Health officials have been looking into whether additional doses are necessary. Sources say the booster shots would begin to be widely administered after formal approval from the U.S. Food and Drug Administration. The first boosters are likely to go to nursing home residents and healthcare workers, followed by older adults. Last week, health officials recommend booster shots for some people with weakened immune systems, saying they are at higher risk of catching the coronavirus. The director of the National Institutes of Health, Dr. Francis Collins, said on Sunday that the U.S. could decide in the next couple of weeks on whether to offer the boosters to all Americans this fall. The White House shared that although the U.S. distributed more than 110 million vaccine doses to the world, it still has enough domestic supply to deliver boosters to Americans if their health officials recommend them. More than 168 million Americans are currently fully vaccinated. Global health officials, including the World Health Organization, called on highly vaccinated countries to hold off on boosters, saying they should ensure that more people in the developing world get at least their first doses of a COVID-19 vaccine. More international destinations got added this week to the CDC's Do Not Travel list. Dominica, Jersey, Montenegro, and Turkey are now among the highest risk places for travelers. The CDC added the Level 4 COVID-19 very high notice to these places on Monday and advised that anyone who must travel should be fully vaccinated first. Destinations that fall into this category have had more than 500 cases per 100,000 residents in the past 28 days. Currently, more than 70 countries are listed under Level 4. Also on Monday, the CDC issued a Level 3 COVID-19 high travel notice to 5 other locations. Chile, Mozambique, and Uruguay got downgraded from Level 4, while Kosovo and North Macedonia got bumped up from Level 2. The National Public Health Agency's guidance for Level 3 destinations urges unvaccinated travelers to avoid non-essential travel to those spots. In its wider travel guidance, the CDC recommends against all international travel until each individual has been fully vaccinated. New Zealand is under a nationwide lockdown after confirming a single coronavirus case. It's the first locally transmitted COVID-19 case in the community since February. Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern announced today that authorities are assuming it was the Delta variant, and the country will be under the strictest lockdown level for 3 days starting tonight. Under this rule, everyone must stay home and all businesses will be closed except for those that are essential. New Zealand had a similar quarantine a year ago, and Ardern said Auckland and the Coromandel Peninsula, where the infected person traveled, will be under the strictest lockdown for a week. Taking drastic measures like this have kept the country from huge surges like the ones you've seen here in the U.S. So far, New Zealand, which has a population of about 5 million people, reported less than 3,000 COVID-19 cases and only 26 deaths. But when it comes to vaccination, the country is far behind America, with less than 20% inoculated. Meanwhile, neighboring Australia has been battling the Delta outbreak for the past few weeks. More than half of the country's population is in lockdown, including Sydney, which has been under quarantine since June. Australia's most populous state, New South Wales, reported its worst day of the pandemic on Monday, with 478 new cases and 7 deaths. The region increased fines for people breaking lockdown rules, with police fining violators up to $3,700 on the spot. Australia's lockdown was due to end this Thursday, but got extended to September 2nd, with a curfew from 9 p.m. to 5 a.m. Only 26% of Australians ages 16 and up are fully vaccinated. A father and son traveling from LA to Hawaii got arrested for using fake COVID-19 vaccine cards. The duo from Pacific Palisades were detained at the Honolulu airport after someone tipped off investigators. Officials say Norbert and Trevor Chung allegedly tried to use the fraudulent documents to enter Hawaii and bypass the mandatory quarantine there. If convicted, they could face a fine of up to $5,000 or up to 1 year in jail. In a separate case, officials from Hawaii's Attorney General's office arrested more tourists, this time from Florida, for also falsifying COVID-19 vaccination cards. Enzo and Daniela Dalmazo from Miami could pay a total of $8,000 for violating the state's emergency pandemic proclamation. Officials say Daniela Dalmazo even submitted fake vaccination cards for her 2 children under the age of 12. Hawaii is in the midst of a COVID-19 surge with more than 8,100 new cases reported over the past 14 days. The Las Vegas Raiders became the first NFL team to require proof of vaccination for fans to attend home games. The vaccine mandate takes effect September 13th, which is the team's first regular season home game. This move also allows vaccinated fans to watch the games without wearing a mask. The Raiders moved from Oakland to Las Vegas last year, but no fans were allowed to attend the games at Allegiant Stadium due to the pandemic. Raiders owner Mark Davis said health and safety have always been their top priority, and this policy ensures that they will be able to operate at full capacity without masks for the entire season. This rule comes the same day as Nevada Governor Steve Sisolak's announcement of new measures for large events in the state. Any event held in a venue of 4,000 or more people can either require masks for all attendees or grant masking exceptions for those who show proof of vaccination. Meanwhile, here in LA County, a revised health officer order requires everyone at outdoor mega events to wear a mask except when actively eating or drinking. This new rule takes effect Thursday at 11:59 p.m. Progress is being made at LAX's automated people mover construction project, but that also means lane closures for the next 2 weeks. Through August 30th, up to 6 lanes of Century Boulevard near the airport will be closed from 9 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. on weekdays and from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. on Saturdays to accommodate construction work. 1 to 3 lanes in both directions of Century Boulevard will be closed between Avion Drive and Sepulveda Boulevard during that time. From August 23rd to the 30th, eastbound Century Boulevard and access to the airport from the Sepulveda Boulevard LAX ramp will be closed from midnight to 4 a.m. Several detours will be in place, but expect delays if you have to travel through that area in the next couple of weeks. The automated people mover is part of a $14.5 billion modernization project at LAX. It's the largest airport project of its kind in the U.S. The train system will have a total of 6 stations, 3 inside the central terminal area and 3 outside of it, which will connect to LA Metro and a car rental facility. Officials expect the train system to be completed in 2023. The entire modernization project should be done ahead of the 2028 Olympic Games, which will be held in Los Angeles. The Torrance City Council will not meet tonight to conduct city business. It is a previously scheduled dark night. The next meeting will take place the following Tuesday, August 24th at 6:30 p.m. at the council chambers. Well, before we go, at the end of each program, we like to share feel-good stories from our community. Pictures, images, and videos that remind us of how resilient our community is and how Torrance truly cares. The Torrance Police Department and other South Bay agencies will host a free catalytic converter etching event tomorrow. It takes place from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the Del Amo Fashion Center at the parking lot outside of the former Sears building. RSVPs are encouraged. It's 1 vehicle per household. Participants must be a resident of Manhattan Beach, Redondo Beach, Palos Verdes Estates, or Torrance, and they must bring ID and registration showing the matching address. Catalytic converter thefts have been an ongoing problem in Torrance and neighboring cities. Officers hope this effort helps prevent future thefts. Now, if you have a great story, upcoming event, a photo or video you'd like to share, email us at covid19today@torranceca.gov. We'd love to hear from you. Well, that's our update for COVID-19 today. We'll see you back here tomorrow as Christine Lee brings you the latest. Be safe, stay healthy, and thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time.